Well, howdy doody duties. I'm back again. I've been out working in the sun. I did it without a hat on for a while. They tell me that's not the best thing for a feller my age. Well, the sun is pretty good. And had a lady write me a letter and said, do you think the word amen might have come from the Egyptians, God, Amen? Well, it might have. You ought to do a little research in that. It's easy to just type it in Google and Amen and Amen, and you'll be amazed and pleased about what it tells you. But no, Amen is a whole different thing. A stands for God in that particular case, and men, of course, it stands for the reverence of God. So they say. But you see, there again, it's man that's interpreting things for man. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, is the interpretation of things. We all do that. We hear something or we see something and we judge it. And I'd like to talk to you about being non-judgmental. That's a pretty hard task for all of us. Fact is, most of us find that very impossible, to be non-judgmental. Well, you see a person on the street, he's all dressed like an old bum or dirty clothes and everything, and you think, oh my goodness, maybe what we should, oh my goodness, look at that poor old guy. He's a disgrace to the neighborhood. That's what I wanted to say. But maybe what we should say is, there, but for the grace of God, go I. Things change in an instant. And they can change really fast. You'd be surprised about change itself. Fact is, everything is changing constantly. The mountains are changing. The rivers are changing. The oceans are changing. The weather is changing. Well, even the babies get changed now and then. That's a little humor for those of you that understand that. But you see, change is a good thing. That's nature. Nature is change. They tear down something, something dies and something new is grown to replace it. In metaphysics, or New Thought, they have a statement that you never lose anything that isn't replaced by something better. And that's true. Another statement that I like that they make is, when a door closes, another one opens. Of course, you might be thinking that may be true, but they haven't seen that long, dark hall that I have to walk through to get to that other door. Well, that's true, too. Sometimes there are little difficulties and things thrown in our path. But we have a statement here that if you get a few blocks in your path, just make stepping stones out of them, or stairways to get to a higher level. How do you do that? People say, well, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. That sounds horrible. You do it by positive thinking, by knowing there is a spirit within you that has all the things that God is in the large, it is in the small. It's a part of God, and God's a part of you. And it's permanent. It's there all the time. Wherever you are, God is. You can't go anywhere God is not. Just can't be done. God's within you. And that's the truth. And that's the point I want to make today. You are all powerful. You have a lot of gifts. A lot of people that know me know what I've done and what I can do and what I still do. And they say, golly, that's a miracle. I wish I could do that or had that. You do. All you got to do is let it flow. Paul says, again in Corinthians, he talks about the gifts of the Spirit. Now you got to remember, old Paul was a tax collector and his name was Saul, but when he got religion or spirituality, he changed it to Saul because Saul was a king. Or changed it from Saul to Paul, I'm sorry. He changed it from Saul because Saul was a king. He didn't want to be no king. He wanted to be humble among his people, and share with what was revealed to him. Where was it revealed? On the road to Damascus? No. There was an apparition that he ran into there that really opened his eyes. But he looked within, and there within him was all that wisdom, all that knowledge, and all that spirituality. And all he had to do was to let it come forth. Well, he still had to interpret it, though, and that's what he did. He interpreted it his way for the people that were there. And it fit the people of his time. Today, If you do the same, you'll get new revelations and you'll get new mysteries explained. But you'll interpret them for the people of your time, for you. The way we live today is different. The change has happened, and it'll be changing even more as time goes on. Be a part of the change. Be happy for it. Start right now by living a more spiritual life. Adios, amigos.